Since 1977, I've had a skin cancer problem. I've had somewhere around 200 operations on my face and head. I stopped counting after 125. I've learned a number of lessons through this. One is that through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. And I know that Jesus loves me. I know also that God's grace is sufficient. I used to have a problem dealing with the stares of strangers everywhere I went, looking at me, like I was some kind of a freak. After the first 100 operations or so, you could start to see that I had a problem. But now I've learned to outstare them. Now they have to turn away because they're embarrassed. A number of years ago, I learned another lesson. We met a lady at the clinic where I go for this treatment, and we got into a long discussion on divine healing. She was relating her experiences and how she had received a miraculous healing, and I was telling her that I hadn't received a miraculous healing, but I did tell her that my church had had a number of special prayer meetings for me, and people were praying for me. And she says, "My, just think of all that you've been saved from because of all of these prayers." And I got to thinking about that, and I could see how that was true, because when we go up there, I see people, with missing ears and missing noses and missing upper lips, and I even saw a lady with a big hole where her face used to be. So I know that my problem is very small compared to what it could have been had it not been for all of the prayers that have followed me through the years.
Our prayers have all been answered. I finally arrived. The healing that had been delayed has now been realized. No one's in a hurry. There's no schedule to keep. We're all enjoying Jesus, just sitting at His feet. If you could see me now, I'm walking streets of gold. If you could see me now, I'm standing tall and whole. If you could see me now, you'd know I've seen His face. If you could see me now, you'd know the pain's erased. You wouldn't want me to ever leave this place. You could only see me now. My light and temporary trials have worked out for my good. To know it brought Him glory when I misunderstood. Though we've had our sorrows, they can never compare what Jesus has in store for us. No language can share. If you could see me now, I'm walking streets of gold. If you could see me now, I'm standing tall and whole. You could see me now, you'd know I've seen His face. You could see me now, you know the pain's erased. wouldn't want me to ever leave this perfect place. If you could only see me now. If you could see me now. If you could only see me now.
Our lesson in Sunday school today was about the rapture and about how in a twinkling of an eye we're going to be changed and have a glorified body. And I'm looking forward to that. I'll have a new nose and a new body entirely. And this lifetime compared to the eons of eternity is nothing more than a split second.